And so we're going to dive into a meditation here around releasing the grip of control from a few different places within you so that you can be able to step into, experience, and receive change, whether it's the beautiful, positive changes that you've been calling in and asking for, or that surprise you in a wonderful way, or it's the unexpected changes that just help you grow to be able to receive this change with a little bit more ease and grace and a little bit less fear and control. And we're going to dive in right now. So just start with close your eyes if you haven't already, and just start with a nice deep breath into your body. And just let the breath flow through you. There's no rush, there's nowhere to be, nowhere to get to. If you do feel an urge to rush, that in and of itself can be a way to try and control an outcome or your response and how you feel, or whatever you're noticing, though. Whatever you're noticing right now, you can bring just a watcher awareness perception to it. You can notice it, but also allow it to just be. So maybe there's an ease to your body. Maybe just this topic of control brings up tension. Do you have tension in your body, in your shoulders, in your neck, in your jaw, in your belly? And we're not going to control your response to this topic of control. You're going to let whatever is there be just with the neutral, loving, gentle awareness. And you can even allow any aspect of you that wants to control your experience to be uncontrolled, to just let that be. And you don't have to identify with being a controlling person. Having aspects of you that want to control an outcome don't mean that you're controlling. Or maybe you do and you're like, yeah, that is 100% me. Or maybe it brings to mind a family member. These patterns also are often inherited in families, and that's okay too. And just allow the feeling of your hips, your seat, to just start to feel a little bit heavier, a little bit of an anchor of your body weight. The anchor and the container of your body is also a beautiful place to turn to just shift into being present, being here, which is a shift into just allowing. Sometimes some of the fear, we're gonna work on fear base because that's often where control is rooted in, is fear. So, sometimes the fear that you might have around control might not even be yours. It might be internalized from your family, like I said, from the world around you, from other people. I remember when I first moved across the country from New York to the Bay Area, and I was looking for apartments, and it was really stressful. They were very expensive, and there was also just a real housing shortage at that time, and my mom had So much fear around the whole process, and so much fear around me finding a good place to live, around getting a good deal, all of it. And that her fear made it hard for me to step into and hear and have my own knowing around what was the right fit for me. And so I had to move some of that fear out. And then I just knew the place that was a fit for me, and it opened up, and it actually wasn't even supposed to be available, and then it opened up and came to me. And for a year, that wound up being a wonderful apartment. So let's start with inviting a layer of internalized fear around change from other people to let it go. So you can just imagine a soap bubble that's outside your space. You can see it, sense it, just know it's there. Just this soap bubble, this light soap bubble that's out in front of you. And you're going to invite this bubble to just magnetize or absorb, kind of like a sponge, anywhere, any layers of fear around change from other people, from the world around you. You're not going to get all of it, but you're going to invite layers of it that are ready to go to release. And you can just let that start to move. You might feel it somatically coming out, or a sensation, your body reacting somewhere. You might see it as gloops and globs, or even see a situation or a person, a memory, a place, or just have something or someone come to mind, a word, a memory. However that shows up for you, or you just kind of go off into la la land, and that's actually an energy of unconsciousness as well. So you're going to invite this to just go easily out into that soap bubble. And maybe there is a particular change that you're on the threshold of right now, or pondering, anticipating, or in the middle of. And maybe there is something relating to that specifically, or it could just be in general, because change is around us all the time. It's the only constant. Yeah, so just let that move. You might be surprised by what's moving, but you can just let it be. And just because, like maybe your mother's energy is in your space around something, that also doesn't mean that anyone is bad or anything negative. It just is, and you can let it go. And then just send that bubble off and let it explode. Imagine you can pop it, and that just de energizes it. I was working with a group doing a meditation, moving energy out that was blocking seeing, having next steps. And I saw this person worked at a university, and I saw like the whole university institution move out. It's a lot of energy from that space. And now we're going to work a layer of where you personally might have a history of change being bad. Something surprised you, a negative change, something unanticipated, something, there was a change and it didn't go that you knew, and it didn't go the way you thought. This could be something small, like a friendship, a change in friendship, someone moving when you were a small child, or it could be something big, like a big loss, like a death. You don't have to assign meaning to it, and it doesn't have to make sense to you mentally, and you don't even have to search your mental catalog. You're just gonna make another soap bubble and just let you're not erasing the memories. You're just going to let the charge, the residue of something that made you feel personally fearful of change in your life, let that go. And all the same thing, you might see something, hear something, have a memory come to mind, experience something somatically. You might have emotions start to move, and any of that, you don't have to tamp it down. You're creating it to move, creating flow and freedom from. Sometimes, if an emotion gets released, it's not actually being released. If the charge is released, then the emotion is free to move and be felt and resolved. Maybe it's the stories you told yourself about this, or even witnessing someone else's change and the story that you made around it. What did you make it mean? And let that go. And you don't have to make it mean anything or create a story around it. Just let it move. And you don't have to make it mean anything about yourself either. Any of these beliefs, experiences that you've had. And maybe it's even just fear itself that is moving and creating space. And just the last little bits move. And you're also welcome to come back and return to this technique or this meditation at any time. And again, send that bubble off and explode it, pop it. Maybe you take like a little pin, imaginary pin, and pop it like a bubble. Pop it with your finger. Or you see yourself blow it like a bubble, soap bubble, and it goes over a mountain and pops, de energizing that charge. And breathe in fully into your belly. You can notice how even the experience of just allowing the concept of fear around change to just allowing yourself to just be with it instead of if you're made it this far in the meditation, you're already taking a huge step because you are stepping past avoiding the fear. You're stepping into it, welcoming it, and inviting layers of it to move. And it's okay to have some that still remains. But the last step we're going to do right now is to visualize and then feel this new image, this new identity or story around what would it look like and feel like to step into change without this grip of control, to not know how it's going to go, but to be curious and to let it be easeful, to know that you're capable of handling each step and that allowing change will allow you to step into and accept and create beautiful changes for your life. You're not going to get to where you're dreaming of your soul wants to be without change. So let yourself, with your mind's eye, see this. Maybe it's a color that represents this to you. Maybe you see the image of yourself and you just look, you're stepping through a portal, a doorway with ease. You're putting down weights. You see yourself stepping into, if you have a specific threshold, a specific situation right now, you see yourself navigating it. Literally, it could be a metaphor, like you see yourself riding the surfboard, riding the waves. Because the whole point is we can't control the waves. They will be there. And often the harder you try to control the waves, the harder the waves will knock you down. Or they'll go find another beach because they're like, wow, that's no fun. So see however you see this for yourself. Or maybe it's a word like trust, ease. If you do experience any more fear coming up as you do this, you can visualize more of that releasing into a bubble, but you can allow it. You don't have to fight it. That's resisting, which is also control. And now I want you to call up the feeling in your body when you're stepping into this change with ease, with trust, maybe with joy, with curiosity, or just neutrality. Like you're just, okay, I'm here. I'm maybe not the most joyful, exalted, whatever, but I'm here and I'm accepting it. How does that feel in your body? Where do you feel it in your body? Try that feeling on. And then you can let that go and take a deep breath. And you can stay in meditation or open your eyes. And if you haven't listened to the Threshold of Change episode, this is the companion meditation to it. So you might want to go back and do that and give you a little bit of context. And if you're curious about looking at a specific situation of change and working this for you specifically, I invite you to book a higher self session with me at andrearennie.com. And I wish you all the best. Be well.